Billy Eichner is singing. Everyone could get out their world's smallest violins here, possibly.
I'm playing it right now. You'll not be able to hear it because it is so small.
Yes.
But I'm playing it for you right now. Ian is playing his.
Only gnats will hear this.
Yes.
It's such a high frequency. Billy Eichner's Bros is the least successful rom-com to come out of Universal in this whole year.
It's amazing how that works.
However, I will say in their defense, this headline sounds worse than it is. There were two competitors, and one of them had Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson in it. The other had Julia Roberts and George Clooney. Those are obviously going to be way bigger draws than the actors in Bros.
Well, then it speaks to the poor planning they had to not just make it a streaming release. It should have been a streaming release from the get-go.
It was set up for failure by being a theatrical release. I think that they'll learn from this, hopefully. And they had a smaller budget to begin with as well than the other two. So maybe they didn't expect it to outperform those bigger name projects. But it's only made back about half of what its original budget was. They have managed to pull in $11.5 million after using $22 million on production, and that's just production, not marketing added in there.
Well, then that means they've only pulled in.
It's not even half to cover to get even.
Well, that's not even that because I'm checking.
I don't think this is even showing as bad as the situation really is.
22. It says it's made 11 million. That means that they've only keep about half of that.
Yeah.
A little bit more than half. So maybe about 6 million on the high end because they keep about 60% of the money.
Yeah.
So they're far and far away from their. And
Looks like this is a proper comeuppance for Billy Eichner.
He's insufferable.
Who on Twitter told the world that the reason Bros flopped is homophobia. He said, "That's just the world we live in, unfortunately, even with glowing reviews, great Rotten Tomatoes scores. Oh, well.
Imagine
an A cinema score, etc. Straight people, especially in certain parts of the country, like the flyover states, didn't show up for Bros. And that's disappointing, but it is what it is."
Well,
you are insufferable, sir.
First of all, imagine living in a world where you still thought that critic reviews mattered, like to anyone. But second of all,
great Rotten Tomatoes score, though.
Imagine my shock. But also think about the fact that we're going into a recession and people are going to spend their money more wisely.
Yeah.
They're just not going to spend money on something they don't want to see. And Billy Eichner is one of the most grating personalities, both digitally and his on-the-street stuff in the world.
I sent you a street interview that he attempted to do back in 2016. Can we play that just to illustrate how annoying Billy Eichner has always been?
Yes.
I didn't even know it was him, but I've seen this video before.
Hold on, I'm going to start it. He really does have one of the most annoying personalities in the world.
Right.
Miss, are you lying low until all that La La Land hype dies down?
But what?
La La Land.
Oh, honey, I don't know what you're talking about.
With Emma Stone.
Who?
Emma Stone.
Sorry, babe.
Ryan Gosling.
Okay, I know who that is.
Okay, it's a movie musical in L.A.
Definitely not going to L.A.
No, you don't have to go to L.A. It's just a movie about L.A.
Yeah, babe. I'm sorry. I'm
Sweetie, don't babe me, okay? It's La La Land. A lot of
so
Oscar
condescending.
Buzz. Could be Emma Stone's here.
4 kids. I'm not watching TV. But
Sweetheart, okay, it has Oscar buzz, and I saw Emma Stone do a Q&A, all right?
I don't know who you're trying to sass for a camera, but you got the right bitch to put you in a wrong place.
Okay, thank you very
I
much.
love her. I love her. So shout out to that random woman on the street.
As far as I'm concerned, he just
told Billy Eichner what for back in 2016. He's obviously a pretentious douchebag.
Always has been.
And has proven that even further with Bros. And we talked about it at the time, closer to when it first came out, no pun intended. And a big criticism was that it doesn't fit into the rom-com genre because it was very raunchy in its humor. They talked about threesomes and just a lot of overtly sexual themes that aren't generally in rom-coms with straight couples.
Yeah.
So you're not really assimilating it to the genre. And secondly, if the audience that it's supposedly for is gay men to see themselves represented in a movie, you're not really thinking it through all the way because men don't like rom-coms as a genre, whether they're gay or straight.
They're
just not into that genre.
They get dragged there by their partners.
Yeah, so if you were relying on, I suppose, woke straight white women, awfuls, to come out and see this movie in theaters to make up for that budget of $22 million, you were set up for failure from the start. And then otherwise, people said that it was far too hung up on its own cultural significance to be lighthearted and charming and funny the way you want a rom-com to be. And it was marketed like a successor in a way to like the Stonewall riots in terms of social and historical impact for the LGBT community.
Notice how I pointed out that that's why people had a more favorable take on Black Adam, is because they weren't selling it as something that was more than just a fun time at the movies.
Right.
All you have to do is make a movie that just says, hey, do you have a rough life? Do you have a life and you want to escape for a couple of hours? Go and see our movie. You will come out feeling refreshed and entertained. That's all it takes.
Bros also marketed itself as a first, and it really wasn't a first.
No.
I know that Love, Simon is an LGBT rom-com that came out all the way back in 2018.
Yep.
And that did far better than Bros. I think it did have a theatrical release, but it might have been on Netflix only. Streaming should have been exclusively where this was released in the first place.
It made it to streaming in less than a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the people who did like Bros, I feel they liked it in a disingenuous way that was only about what they thought it could, like how they thought it could indoctrinate the audience rather than make them laugh. So I saw this insane tweet about it saying, I stand with Billy Eichner. Bros is the funniest movie I've seen in a theater. If you don't like it or you won't see it, then you are a racist, homophobic piece of garbage and you should have your bank accounts frozen.
That can't be real. It has to be fake.
I don't know, but like... the fact that we're even on the fence about whether that's genuine says a lot, right?
Well, it's like what we were talking about earlier with the girls doing the thing about Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Right.
Like, we are in a time now that's so beyond parody that you can never tell what the hell's real and what the hell's fake anymore. Yeah,
and even if this particular tweet wasn't genuine, there are probably people who feel this way.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
Well, like, I mean, that's like, we need to do like more, like, you need to like vet everything you read just to make sure that you're not allowing somebody else, like, what is it, like, when they can control your emotion, they can control you. Be very careful, like, what you take in, and make sure you vet it to the highest extent so that you're not letting something that's not even real hurt you in a way that's just designed to hurt you for that sake and not because they're actually saying something that they believe.
I get this like this obsession with purity, and if it's like you're a race, you're a this, you're a that, it's like you're not pure. If you don't follow my tactics, you're not pure.
Yeah,
that's what the Nazis did. They were all about purity. They're like, if you don't follow our thing, then you're not pure. You're not. You're this and that. You're not like, dude.
Well, pointing out that irony is exactly why someone like Gina Carano got fired. She pointed out that she felt legitimately persecuted for her beliefs and compared it to historical events of the past, and then was punished for it.
She wasn't pure enough for their values.
I don't like that on either side. Like, I feel like all sides do that too, where they push their ideas on people, and like they like people so long as they agree with what they're talking about at that time. But the second you stray from the narrative at all, no matter who you are, no matter what side you're on, the second you stray from the narrative, you're cast out and told, oh, bad take, oh, this, oh, that.
The reality, though, is people are dirty, they're weird, they're different, and it takes time for people to figure things out for themselves. People don't figure things out because you told them they figure it out because you put them in a position where they were able to figure it out for themselves. And usually that's with emotional kindness and like comfort. You make people feel good about being what they are, and then they'll understand what you're saying.
So we could use more of that in the world today?
I think so.
Yeah. How do we do that? Here's a better question. How do you do that online? Like, because that's where all
internet video like this,
all
conversation and communication. Sorry to interrupt
being
you.
unfiltered.
Not interrupting people.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I was saying all these snafus end up on the internet. They don't happen in the real world, at least far less frequently. You're not seeing these arguments in the real world. You're seeing them digitally. So a big brunt of the miscommunication is happening in cyberspace, and that's where a lot of the unkindness and the problems stem from.
Yeah, you know, having access to the algorithms on the social networks is important so that you can see if things are being censored. That's a good start. But also, like they say that the solution to bad words are better words, not less bad words.
There's been videos making the rounds yesterday and today about all of the times Project Veritas has shown how like just awful Twitter has been over the years. Like all of the people who've gotten caught censoring or talking about censorship from Twitter. And that's kind of a big part of it. So it sucks. But Billy Eichner, like I said, he doesn't need to be on
serves you right.
He doesn't need to be in the digital space to be annoying, because we just saw him on an actual street corner being really annoying to somebody who clearly didn't appreciate it. So couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Bros was karma for that street interview.
Yes. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.